back to another Minecraft video, the first Minecraft video of my second year of YouTube. That is very exciting, and thank you for all the support. So today I made something a little bit more special. It'll be the first of 3 parts, but don't worry, that doesn't mean it's going to be incredibly long. Basically, I'm going to teach you guys how to build and how not to build using 5 different houses. 5 different levels of houses, starting at number 1, going super noob, noob, average, good, and pro. Okay, so this first episode is going to be the exterior of a house. Then the following episode will be the interior, and the last one will do some landscaping. So I've gone ahead and I've pre-built the exteriors for all 5 of these houses, and we'll be telling you things that each one does better than the first one. So this is the first one, okay, super noob. It's literally a box. It has no roof. It has just glass blocks as windows, not even panes. It doesn't even look textured. It's literally a box. And the path is just a straight line of cobblestone. There is nothing that is not wrong with this house. I would say the only exception to building something like this is if you are desperately trying to survive your first night on a survival series or something like that. After that first night, tear this thing apart, rebuild something glorious. You know, this is horrible. Okay. We need to upgrade to something like the noob house. This is what a noob would build. Something like this. It looks a little bit kind of like the villager houses, the same kind of style in a way. So as you can see, we added some cobblestone to the corners here, which adds a little bit of texture. We actually have a roof now, which looks pretty nice, and it's not just wood on top. We have some cobblestone up here, breaks it up a little bit. We're still using glass blocks, but you know, that's okay. It's faster to make. We'll eventually fix that. And the path, this person has actually figured out how to use pathways and not just throw down a line of cobblestone. So it's a little better. It's a little bit of an improvement, but it could still use some upgrading. Okay, and that's why we're going to jump over here to the average player. This is what an average player in Minecraft would build. Now, we upgraded from a square house. Now we have a rectangular house. So it doesn't just have to be a boring old shape. Now we have a little bit more length to it, which is pretty nice. So first of all, the path is textured and it looks pretty nice. We have 2 stories as well, and we are now using glass panes instead of glass blocks. So again, we're improving. The roof doesn't look exciting in a way, but it does come outwards a little bit, which makes it very nice. We have a balcony with these supports that are coming down the sides, gives it more depth and everything, and I think it actually looks pretty nice. If you were to just step back, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's a Minecraft house. There's nothing wrong with this. Again, it could definitely use some stuff on the inside, as I said. That'll be in a future video. There's nothing in here, and there's nothing on the outside either. But for the most part, this is a fairly average house. It looks just fine, right? But that doesn't mean that it can't be better, because now we're going to move on to a good builder. A good builder would build something like this. Now, truthfully, I would put myself in this category. I would not put myself in the pro, but I wouldn't put myself down at like the super noob. I'd say that I'm fairly decent at building. So when it comes to this, as you can see, we used brick, which is not commonly used in building, mainly because it's very expensive to get. And another common choice is the oak, right? Lots of people use oak, but not a lot of people use the stripped oak logs. And I've started to appreciate the stripped wood of any sort. I think it actually looks quite nice. As you can see, this whole second floor is made of it. And instead of a rectangle or a square, we have a rectangle and a rectangle, which kind of bumps out. It makes it look a little bit more like an actual house. We have a chimney. We have these bump outs in random places that almost look like little wooden beams going on around the side here. A much larger balcony with actually some more room to walk around. We changed it from torches to lanterns, and we have glass panes again, but now they're colored. It's not just the transparent ones. I mean, all glass is transparent, but now we're using white stained glass to give it more of a different kind of feel to it. And all in all, I actually really like the house. Now, the roof, of course, is kind of bland. It's kind of, it's nothing exciting. but I've never been terribly good at roofs. So that's why I say that this is kind of about what I would be capable of, nothing much more. But yes, and last but not least, we got the path here. You know, we're using 2 different kinds of blocks, which looks very nice if I do say so myself. And finally, we move on to the professional house. Now, before you think, Caleb, you said that you could only build something like this, then why did you build this if you're not a pro? First of all, get a good look at this, because I love this house so very much. The reason why I say that I am not capable of something like this is because this took me longer than any other of these houses. For example, the Super Noob took me mere seconds. That one took me like a minute or 2. This house took me like 5 minutes. This one about 10. This one took me close to an hour to figure out, because first of all, the roof, I can't do roofs like I said. So this took me most of the time to actually figure out. This is incredibly detailed. The base is not just a solid block like all of these others, but they're textured with 2 different blocks. We have, what are these? Shutters on the outside. We're using our lanterns again. We have these fences that are in place. It sticks out several different blocks. The circular-like window, which we use the trapdoors for, I got inspiration here from B00-100, or B-dubs. We got some windows, which are not actually made of glass. As you can see, trapdoor windows, and we have windows made out of fences here. So you don't have to make them out of glass, okay? And we have the roofing coming out more like this, and I'm not very good at architecture, so I'm guessing that this is more of like a German, kind of like those German cottages that you think of, where it sticks out like this. That's kind of what that is like. But overall, I am in love with this house. It's beautiful. I absolutely love this house. So as you can see, each house is very different. Each one is a very different shape. For example, the Super Noob house is a square. The Noob house is also a square, but it has a little bit of cut corners. The average house is a rectangle, again with some cut corners. The above average house is actually 2 rectangles put together with lots of texture on the roofs themselves. And the Pro House really doesn't have a singular shape. It's all sorts of shapes, both on the 2nd and 1st floor, and all of them are different. Okay, so what would I say separates something? There's a huge difference between this house and this house. For starters, this one is where I started to use different kinds of blocks, right? I had 1st floor as 1 block, 2nd floor as another one, whereas every other house before, like this one, both floors were the same material. This adds more, I know I keep using the word texture, but it adds more texture, more detail to it. And this one, I kind of tied everything together, you know, oak, stone, and I forget what kind of wood it's called, but it's just the new wood from the nether, okay? I brought the stone, not just on the bottom, but I brought it up to the roof by adding it at the tip of the roof here. The nether wood, the greenish blue wood that's up here, I brought it up to the very top, up here, and I brought it all the way down through the use of these little trapdoor shutters here. And then the oak kind of runs all the way through. We got it from the very bottom here, even in the middle, and obviously the roof at the very top. So it kind of goes all over the place. Now, truthfully, even though I worked on this for about an hour, I'm still not 100% satisfied. I feel like I should still do something with these empty walls. You're probably thinking we'll just add a window, but I don't think the window would quite fix it, if you know what I mean. But in any case, so those are some little building tips, as you can see. So we got our, once again, our pro, our good, our average, noob, and super noob houses with very different styles in each one. And I think all 5 of them have different qualities. Each one is good in their own way. I mean, apart from that one. That one's just utter garbage. But these are basically just basic styles that you can go with. So I won't rant on any further. Stay tuned for the 2nd episode, in which I will do the interiors of each of these houses. Again, going from super noob all the way to pro. Okay? But if you liked this video and you liked the house designs that I picked, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.